Slow motion. Olele. Freeze. Freeze. Philip, you ready? Okay. Everybody change your shape high.
The history is well documented, but take us back to the late 1980s when you two and John Fago came up on the scene creating the Mud Butts Mystery Drama Camp under the umbrella of Wendy Brooks' Telluride Academy.
We actually started out as the Mystery Theater Troupe and then decided to go on a field trip up to Coronet Falls right after a huge rainstorm. And on the way down, literally, the only way to get down was to slide down on our rear ends. We got to the bottom, there was a reporter from the newspaper saying, "Hey, I heard you're the new theater troupe. What are you called?" And I think it was Abby Lifton-Zoline bent over and said, "We're the Mud Butts." And that's what went into the newspaper. That's what stuck.
Yes.
So, and we like that because we do think about the environment and the earth and where we come from.
Mm-hmm.
In just about every show we do. We also think about the world and human complexity and all that stuff, but we like having the mud element as part of our name. And we added the extra D just for fun.
How many students did you have under your direction?
We only had like 9 students. It was all girls. And all of them were locals.
We were at the Nugget.
And we were at the Nugget Theater. And we were just sort of wild and collaborative with children. And at that point, John Fago was writing with us and helping out. And Pamela Lifton-Zoline was also writing with us. And she still does till this day. So we would just conjure these sort of wild stories with the kids. And we'd come back and forth between them and us. And we'd create this story. It was sort of, I call it abstract storytelling in a lot of ways. How do you connect the dots with this information? And the kids would just dive in and eat it up.
There were a lot of local characters featured in our early shows. Just our Good Times, I think, was in a number of shows. One year we just never have had a good beard in our collection for some reason. And that year it was like, okay, we better go up Bear Creek and get some Spanish moss. And we, made a beard. And the kid looked great, looked just like our Good Times.
I think also in the beginning we were, it's interdisciplinary arts. We were dancing and singing and acting and writing and drawing. And so that all pours into the creation of what we're making. Politics, world news.
And kids have written some beautiful songs and poems. And, sometimes we'd get them moving and then just say, okay, if the piece had, let's say, the theme of fire in it, we'd say, okay, everybody, grab a piece of paper, get on the floor and write the word fire, and then write whatever comes to your mind. If you run out of something to write the word fire again and see what comes. And that kind of just experimenting where you get your breath going and then dive into writing so that doesn't feel intimidating. Just any way we could figure out how to open the box.
Get their creative juices
for all
flowing.
of us, we would try that.
What was your first play?
Wasn't it The Galloping Goose Rides Through Telluride?
Well, it had something like that. The Galloping Goose slides through Telluride. It had to do with the airport. There was a big mudslide at the airport.
The airport had just opened.
Martin Kuntz had just become like the fastest
Olympic
downhill skier or something. She was a character in it. There were lots of things going on. And there was something that happened like underground. And there was a mystery
below
in the mine.
Sheridan.
I can't remember. Those early shows were convoluted and really interesting. I think the audience had like notepads. What just happened? Okay, that's got to tie to that. Anyway, it was very fun.
Please talk about your helpmates or your co-conspirators, especially the extraordinary sculptor and your prop master, Mike, your regular co-writer Pam, and people like Clay, anyone including Wendy Brooks and the parents, who has made a vital contribution to the overall success of Mud Butts.
There's so many people.
Yeah, they are. Well, Clay Froman, he's come to help us many years. He's a writer. He's helped us with script. He's a musician. We had his children. So that's been a cool evolution.
We didn't actually have his children.
We didn't have his children. Well, his children in Mud Butts. We did not birth his children. We're not his wives. So that's been great, getting to know him. Also, John Fago worked with us for years. He's an old-time local here. He's sort of what stimulated us getting here in the end. He's a writer and a photographer and a man of the world, I'd say.
Yes.
So he was way involved, and then that shifted, and he was spending more time in Vermont. Pamela lives in Zolene, visionary, writer, painter, artist. We had her children.
We've had some more children.
She's have her children in mud butts. They do feel like our children. They're all our children.
True.
And she's been incredible inspiration. Wendy Brooks. Do you want to talk about Wendy?
Sure. Another visionary character. Wendy Brooks actually started the Telluride Academy because she had 3 sons, and she said, my boys need to go to camp. I guess I better start a camp. So there's a bigger story there, but she started the whole deal. And then we came along with this idea of doing a children's theater program, and she said, sounds great, let's do it. One thing led to another. Wendy also came up with the idea of adding the international layer to it. So every spring for the last 24 years, we've gone somewhere in the world to collaborate with kids of the same age in another country, and that has just been the gift, an amazing gift for all of us.
Ashley
Bowling,
comes in and helps us.
local thespian,
as actor.
jack of all trades. Ashley's been working with us for years, and he comes in with really great energy. And we have guest artists.
Tree Priest has been doing our lights
Yeah.
for quite a few
We
years.
have Mary Higgins,
Yes.
who's an actress who's working with us. We have
Amy Donovan.
Forsyth, thank you.
Yes.
We're just getting to know Liz, and Liz is also a great actor and is helping us out. We have
Chloe Plummer.
Chloe
Plummer.
Donovan.
Amy Donovan, who's
Donovan.
working with us this year.
I know everybody's first names.
Yeah.
This year we have some new people working with
Right.
us.
But Mike Stasek is,
Mike. I remember
we did
him.
mention him some, but, he really adds another layer of visual and also community. He works with kids also during the year, so he's an amazing educator and teacher.
Gallery artist as well.
A gallery artist, so it's been so exciting to work for him, and that collaboration has been very special between us because it really is us talking about the information and then what are the props needed for that piece. So we decide that as a group, and then he takes that, and then the whole time we're sort of looking at what's being built, and is that the right direction, and is it too big, is it too small, how can that move, does it hurt your head, what are the functions of what he's making, or what have we never thought about that we might like to try, something different.
But Mike has incredible instinct for how big something should be, or how he's able to create masks that just each one is a unique character. And he's a master at this certain kind of paper mache technique that he's developed. He's also like our dearest friend, and we met him in New Hampshire many years ago at a camp called Interlochen International Summer Camp, not the one in Michigan. And we just fell in love with him. The 3 of us made all kinds of kooky things happen. He would tie 2 canoes together and turn them into a giant bird flying across the lake.
Send us out there with wings on.
Anyway, many crazy things happened, and we just thought, we want to work with this.
So he came in
lovely
after a
person
couple of
forever.
years,
Yeah.
after we got started here.
But Mike has added
a
just,
incredible layer.
he's added spectacle to
what we
what we do. It's added a lot.
Yes.
But what will the 2020 and beyond look like?
So we're, transformation, evolution. This has been such a huge project. Every year we're thinking, how do we downsize? And so we're thinking about doing something smaller, maybe a 2-week or 3-week program. We're still in development. I've come here for 33 years. I can't imagine not coming back and being part of, I call myself a local special. All the people that I know and the environment I get to be in and the children I get to meet. So for me, I'm gonna come back and do something smaller, hopefully with Sally. Mike could come back as a special guest at some point. But it's all sort of transforming as we speak this summer. You know, what would we want to do as we've gone through the cage and looked at this incredible collection of things? How can we honor that and maybe let it live a little longer in some form?
So the energy continues. We just don't know in what form yet, but that information will come out soon.
Yeah.
And
Not as we've seen it before.
yeah, it's just, it feels like time to change things up and evolve and explore. So, and that's really the nature of Mudbuds. So it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, we love Telluride. It's really
Telluride.
supported us.
Telluride is the best.
It's an amazing place.
It is.
It's a magnet.
Well, and we've met so many lovely
from
people.
all over the world.
The kids,
and
the
locals.
parents, yeah, our international friends from these trips.
Mhm.
It's a family that we never guessed would ever happen, and it's just been the biggest gift for us.
Yes.
So
Thank you, Telluride.
grazie, grazie.